Hi there, Cancer. I am here to get you some tarot messages for today. Let's look into the energies of your person. Let's see what's going on with your person. And what do these cards have to say today? We have a Page of Swords, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, Four of Cups, Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Sun. Okay, so first thing I'm getting is your person wants to make you an offer that you can't refuse, or perhaps they want to make you an offer that they trust that you won't refuse. Because I feel like maybe in the past they did some things that made you doubt the connection. Maybe they said some things, or some other people said some things, or maybe things that that needed to be said weren't said. But there's something about making you an offer here. Your person definitely wants to make you an offer, and they want you to accept their offer. Of course, we have free will here. Feel like they definitely did some things that maybe they regret, or maybe they chose to go in another direction that led them further away from you. Now it's like, okay, they regret the path they took, and they want to realign with you. They want to make things right. I feel like they have seen the light of day here. What Spirit most wants us to know here is the Sun energy. So there's something that they see now. They see it now that they didn't perhaps realize in the past. Maybe they always felt the intensity of this connection, but they weren't able to articulate in words or feelings or thoughts like what this was. I feel like this connection that they had with you was very intense, very overwhelming, some like a feeling and thoughts that really pervaded their essence. Like it changed them on some level, and I feel like it was just a little bit too intense for them. It scared them, and they kind of like hid under a pretense, or maybe they connected with someone else, or they put their energies into a job, or they put their energies into making money, or they put their focus on something other than their connection with you, because at that point in time they just couldn't handle it. They couldn't understand the complexity, the intensity, the power of this connection. It was just too much to handle. I feel like they, it kind of, took their breath away at times, and they just didn't understand it. It was just too much. Like I'm getting like, you put a spell on me, like that song, you put a spell on me. Like they felt like they were under the influence of some otherworldly energy, and it kind of scared them, is what I'm getting here. But let's clarify this. This Page of Swords, I feel like they either said things or didn't say things that needed to be said in the past. And it really, now they're like rethinking their thoughts. Like, why did I say this? Or why didn't I say this? Why didn't I tell you how I truly felt, how, overwhelming and powerful this connection was? It's like this connection bowled your person over, and they couldn't articulate it. They couldn't put words or thoughts, or couldn't put sentences together here. Knight of Pentacles. So, they just kind of went in another direction or followed a different path, or I feel like maybe they focused on money, like they put their focus in another direction and pursued other things to distract themselves from the powerful intensity of this connection. Now they want to make you an offer here, star. Yeah, now that they're connecting, with their higher self, like your higher self and your person's higher self are connecting. Like there's a divine conversation taking place on a spiritual level that is changing the energies here, or shifting the energies here. Things that I'm looking at the bottom of this deck. I was drawn to the bottom of this deck. It's a Wheel of Fortune here. It's like you and your person are destined to connect and produce something bigger, something divine. Like you have a blessed union here. This connection is blessed. And yes, you do have free will. We come to earth with free will. We do kind of have a divine template, but we can, not want to look at it. We can avoid it. We can bury our head in the sand, or we can, step up to the plate. And I feel like your person did all of the above. They felt the intensity, scared the living daylights out of them, no pun intended, and then they retreated. But now it's like, okay, now they're awakening again here, and Spirit is nudging them to follow their passion, make that change. 10 of Wands. Yeah, this connection is very overwhelming. It's like you and your energy is something they could never forget. Even if they tried to say, okay, it's too much to handle, I can't do this, it's time. And look, it's time for the two of you to unite here. If you look at this particular 10 of Wands, it's like there's 5 wands and 5 wands joining together. That shift, that really going deep within individually. I feel like the reason your person in the long run had to go and soul search, or maybe seek other energies. Like I'm getting like, okay, they couldn't really handle this. They weren't ready for the intensity of this connection back then. So they needed to pursue, like they pursued money. They pursued like ego-based nourishment, or things. They pursued money to fill that hole in their heart and in their mind. But now it's like things are coming together here. There's a big shift here. I'm looking at how these 10 wands come together. 5 wands forming a star, 5 wands forming another star. It's like your star and your person's star separating, becoming the best they can be, and rejoining here. It's interesting because on the side bookended here is the star and then the 5 of Wands. So in 5 of Wands is about shifts, changing, maybe changing priorities, changing in where the focus is, or maybe returning back to each other and focusing on, forward movement, following the light here. We have the world energy. So it's definitely a culmination here, like the past meeting the present, so we could step into the future together here. Your person has a lot of like regrets of, they feel like they wish they could have seen this connection clearer in the past, but they just didn't want to look at it. It was too intense. They couldn't handle the energy of it. It's like their ego was not equipped to handle the vibrational level of this intense connection. Queen of Swords. Yeah, they looked at it very logically versus emotionally. There's something about, they had maybe a scientific mind, or maybe like I feel like they were ego based. They couldn't handle the intensity of the emotions that came like rushing through them during the beginning of this connection. But now I feel like they have learned a lot, you know, being away from you. And of course, you even if you're physically apart, you are still spiritually connected. And I feel like Spirit is drawing the two of you back together now to manifest what you came to Earth to create here. We have the Moon card. So I feel like some things were hidden, or your person tried to, bury themselves in the sand. Like we're getting the image of the ostrich, you know, just putting his head in the sand. You know, okay, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. You know, if I don't look at it, it's kind of like closing your eyes. Kind of like, you know, when they say, when you play peekaboo with a baby, like, well, okay, if you hide, it's like, okay, you're not there. If you close your eyes, you're not there. But in reality, it's like, okay, it's all there. And look at how, you know, these are some big cards here. The sun and the moon and the stars here aligning up, bringing the two of you to a closure so you can have this shift and this new beginning. Three of Cup energy. I'm feeling like that Three of Cups is an offer. That's the first thing I was getting here. Like your person wants to make you an offer, and they know that, you know, this is a divine connection now. They tried to, I feel like they've always known it was a divine connection, but they avoided it in the past, and they can no longer avoid it here. Four of Wands, that's very much the union card. Like they know that they belong to with you on some level. This Devil, though, I feel like they've avoided it through either addiction, or they just like tried to numb themselves from this connection, or again, I'm getting like bury it, like, okay, if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist. But eventually the light is, you know, the light shines on the situation here. King of Pentacles. I feel like they've you know, they have gone within and they have like pursued money, but they also realize that, you know, money does not generate happiness. Happiness comes from within, from your soul, from the light within your mind, body, spirit here. And I feel like they're realizing that there's more to life than material things, is what I'm getting here. Like they're connecting with their spiritual side, and they're ready to begin anew with you, is what I'm getting. Wow. It's like they can no longer bury their head in the sand. You know, they've got to open their eyes and see the light of day. And Spirit is helping to guide them in that direction. And they'll be able to offer you their true self, and not the self that they've been hiding, or their, you know, their ego self, where they, you know, hid their truth from you. All right, let's close out with a Lover's Oracle message. What would the Lover's Oracle like to say in closing? Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Peace be with you. Bye now.